Hi, folks. Welcome to another of our daily devotions. We're back in Psalm 2, and having looked at the opening three verses, which show us the attitude of the world towards God, an attitude of rebellion, of wickedness, God being completely rejected, an utter determination among the people to have the world the way they want it. How does God react to this attitude? I have to say, I love this in verses 4 and following. God, it says, "He who sits in the heavens laughs. The Lord holds them in derision. Then he will speak to them in his wrath, terrify them in his fury, saying, As for me, I have set my king on Zion, my holy hill." You see what God is saying here? God is laughing at mankind. He's mocking them. Oh, all those rulers, all those dictators, all those presidents, all those kings, they're all against me. What am I going to do? Is that God's attitude? No, absolutely not. It is completely laughable. Think of the power of the nations with all their weapons, all their armies, their fighter jets, their tanks, their naval ships, their nuclear arms. What a mighty force they would be if they all came together. God says to his people, listen, it is nothing to get fazed about. I'm in control. This to me is just like squashing little bugs. They say, here is what we're going to do. We're going to cast off all God's restraints. God says, well, now, here is what I have already done. I have set my king on Zion, my holy hill. And God speaks to the world in his fury, in his wrath. God is a God of wrath against those who refuse to acknowledge him, who refuse to bow the knee to him, who say stubbornly, let us cast off his chains. The writer to the Hebrews says, it is a terrible thing to fall into the hands of the living God. God is ruling this world through his anointed, his king, his Messiah, Jesus. The kingdom of Jesus Christ is undefeatable. We live in a world that hates God. We saw that in our last study. And because that world hates God, it hates the people of God. But how reassuring it is to turn to a passage like this. How wonderful it is to lift our eyes upwards, away from the world and all its rulers, and to see things from the perspective of the heavens. To see Jesus ruling this world. Is that not consoling? Is that not comforting? God has set his king on Mount Zion. Is that not something that would motivate you in this world that is so much against us? As you go into today, take that wonderful thought with you and rejoice that even though this world is trying to cast off God and get away from God and overthrow God, and kill God off, God laughs at them and he says, I've already done what needs to be done in order for the world and its rulers to be completely defeated. Take heart, Christian, and rejoice that we have such a wonderful, sovereign God. Hope you have a great day. Every blessing.